so now we've reached the final stage of the recipe. Again, this is for the pulled pork Cuban style. So what we did last time is we went ahead and we pulled the pork apart. And as you can see, I have a nice container over here. You can put it in the fridge probably for about 15-20 minutes to let it cool after you've pulled it apart, so that it gets nice and a little bit solid. It's not as mushy. The second thing that you will have ready is your sides. I'm going to use as a side a coleslaw that I make to go along with the pulled pork. It's actually quite nice. It's actually pretty inexpensive. This bag from Publix, it's the coleslaw. It costs about $1.79. So again, it's something that is really cheap. And all I need to pair this up with is 1 tomato. See how beautiful this tomato is. Make sure that it's nice and firm, not mushy. And another thing that I'm gonna need for my side, it's an avocado, a lime, some fresh cilantro, and that basically is going to be for, I'm gonna make a nice, kind of like a guac to go on the side with the slaw. And then you're gonna need some black beans. Can is fine. I mean, this can is, I think, about $1.50. And then we're gonna have some yellow rice. This is Publix brand. It's, I think, $1.59. So when you add all of these side dishes to complete the dish, you will see that really maybe you're gonna spend about maybe $12. The price of the roast pork was $5.99, so let's round it up to $6. And then between this and this, plus the tomato and the avocado, you're probably going to spend maybe another $7-8. So again, even if you end up spending, depending on where you're buying your produce, like for example, avocados, you can buy them for $1.29 sometimes to all the way to $2.50 a piece. So it all depends. And you know, the limes are really cheap, and tomatoes too, you will only need 1 tomato. And I also am going to need some red onions, which I have already taken a liberty of going ahead and slicing. And this is what it's going to look. The first side dish is the coleslaw. What I do is I add some white vinegar, a little bit of water, some sugar, salt, pepper, and cumin, and some fresh cilantro and tomatoes. And then you just kind of like prepare it, seal it, and put it in the refrigerator before you're ready to serve your dish. Also, wait a minute, I think I'm talking a little bit too fast. Hold on, this should chill me a little bit. Okay, so, and then the other side dish that I like to make is yuca frita. And basically, this is kind of like a, if you're not familiar with what yuca is, but I mean, if you've gone to a Latin restaurant, I'm sure that you've tried it, because they have this as yuca fries, slices, and whatnot. So the bag is, I think, $1.50, $1.60. The frozen one, you don't need to get the fresh one, because then you have to worry about peeling it, which it's a little bit tricky. And this is just a shortcut, and it tastes just the same as if it was fresh if you get it frozen, so it's not a problem. So what I did is that I went ahead and, you know, you follow the instructions in the bag, and you are going to probably cook it for a boiler for about 15-20 minutes and whatnot. And then what I do is, like, I slice it into nice little, almost like French fry, more like a thick cut fry. And then this makes it easier for you to go ahead and fry them on a skillet and get them nice and crunchy. So these are the sides that we are going to have with our roast pork, or with our pulled pork, again, Cuban style. And these are all the ingredients. As for seasonings, we are going to need pepper, cumin, and garlic salt. Very trusty. These are my most used condiments or seasonings, if you will. And now we added the oil on the skillet. We are going to be placing the pulled pork nice and even to make sure that it, the goal here is to make sure that we lightly sear it so that it gets a nice golden brownish color. And what we're gonna do is, once we put it in there, we're gonna add some of the garlic salt and some of the cumin first. I add the pepper till the very end as like a final touch. And what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be tasting it. Make sure that it doesn't get too salty. Also, what you are going to do is, before you take it off the skillet, I guess, you're gonna add half of a lime, squeezed lime on top of it. Just kind of spread it out. But before you do that, once you started to brown the pork, if you will, then you're gonna kind of put it to one side, add a little bit of oil on the other side of the skillet, and that's where you are going to put in your onions. And you are going to add a little bit of salt, garlic salt, pepper, and a little bit of cumin again to your onions, and let them cook a little bit. And once they've cooked, then you're gonna blend it together. Now, this is actually not that difficult to do, so I don't think I need to be showing exactly how I make it, because then I would have to move the camera and it's going to take me a while to reset. So anyhow, hopefully that this explanation will be enough. If it's not a problem, feel free to ask your questions in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to give you additional advice or instructions on how to cook it. But basically, that's how simple it is to prepare the pulled pork for its final serving, I guess for the serving stage. And then for the beans, the black beans, again, you just follow the instructions, really easy. Open the can, everybody knows how to do that, and then just put it in a skillet with actually what I tend to do is I put it in a deep pot, but not a big one, just a small one. And they can get heated up pretty quickly. They can be heated in about 10 minutes in medium heat. Add a touch of cumin again to it, and pepper, and you're good to go. Now, I love cumin, maybe that's why I'm saying cumin so much, but this is a Latin cuisine or Latin style meal, so yes, you're gonna be using a lot of cumin. Also, in the video below, I'm gonna go ahead and put the full recipe in terms of the ingredients, because just in case you didn't get them right now, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll try to provide you a measurement of what you need to put in there, because in case you're not really good at just winging it like I do. Again, I do this all the time, so it's really easy for me. So I'm gonna try to bear that in mind, and I'm gonna go ahead below the video. I'm gonna add a couple more instructions, and we'll take it from there. Again, the sides for this dish are going to be the fried yuca, which I boiled first. Then I cut it into nice pieces, and then I just heat up some oil in another skillet, and then I brown them. Now, sometimes I do a shortcut, because sometimes it may take them a while to get brown. I just kind of sear them a little bit in the oil. Again, I try to use as little oil as possible to make it not so fattening. So what I do is I brown them a little bit, and then I put them in the toaster oven, and I just forget about them, and I just leave them there while I prepare the rest. And that would be getting the beans ready, and the rice too. The great thing about this rice is that it's a nice bag. It's $1.59. Sometimes you can get them buy one get one free, again, at Publix. I do a lot of shopping there too, but I also shop at Aldi's, which I found some really great things, very reasonably priced. And I actually going to be sharing some recipes that I will put together from ingredients that I buy at Aldi's, because that's what becoming my favorite place. But I do like Publix because there's certain things that I'm used to buying there, and I always buy them when they're on sale. And they have them on sale like every other week or something like that. So again, if you're not planning on making the meal like right away, it's all right. You can save a lot of money by buying ahead of time, and that is when it's on sale. They do everything, sale for beans as well. So you can save a lot of money that way. But what I love about this rice is that it's a nice bag, and if it actually you have some leftovers. So I actually convert this rice into a fried rice in my other recipe. I'm going to be sharing some of my Chinese themed recipes that I learned to make myself, and I actually and the family also enjoys them as well. But this rice is going to serve me well because I know for a fact that I'm going to be able to use the leftovers for this to already make another dish, not maybe tomorrow or the following day. And I will be, hopefully I will make a video on that and show you guys how easy it is to make yummy fried rice from just leftover rice that you might have. So again, as a final, I guess, note, we know, or recap, we know that we took the roast pork, again, it was $5.99. We put it in a slow cooker, cooked it for about 8 hours. Then we pulled it apart, chilled it for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or in some cases overnight, because, you know, it has happened to me where I'm planning on making this dish and then an emergency comes up or a change of plans that we want to do, somebody else in the family wants to do takeout instead, or we want to eat something else, and then I just put it in the fridge and I said, well, I'm going to cook it either tomorrow or the next day or the next day. It will last in your refrigerator, you know, without you freezing, you know, maybe up to 5 days. So, you know, if you don't want to, this is also a great meal that can save you time if you prepare in stages. If you are, you know, you're going to put it in the slow cooker and then not have to worry about putting all of those sides dishes, you know, right away. You're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and cook it tomorrow or the next day. So then the next day you can prep the yuca. You boil it, you slice it, you put it in a container, you put it in your refrigerator. And you can do the same thing for your slaw. And the only thing that you have to make absolutely the day that you're going to serve it is your avocado side dish. And again, this is going to be just a guac. I'm going to chop some onions very fine. I'm going to add some cilantro, some lime, squeeze a half a lime, add salt, pepper, and then just a dash of cumin in there. And you really need to prepare the avocado really when you are getting ready to serve the dish, because, you know, avocado, it's not a good thing if it sits around. If it sits around, it starts getting black and all of that stuff. So that's just a note there for you. Again, very reasonably priced in terms of all the ingredients that you're gonna get. And the wonderful thing is that you're gonna have leftovers, definitely, unless you're feeding a family of 6. But, you know, with that roast pork, you're going to be able to do at least 2 dinners. And it's going to be you're going to see how it's going to save you time and also save you money. So anyhow, I hope that I covered everything in this recipe and that it will be easy to follow. But again, if it's not, feel free to ask me questions in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer any for you. Thank you so much for listening to this video, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video as well. And if you want me to cook anything specifically, if you want me to say, like, you know, provide you any recipes to make chicken or to make leftover steak or whatnot, just let me know, and I'm gonna, if I have anything in my arsenal of recipes, I will make sure to share them with you. So thank you again. And oh, one final note, this great meal goes really, really nicely with a nice Sauvignon Blanc, which is my favorite wine. Thank you again, and have a great day or evening. All right, here I have the pork. It's been cooking for about 4 minutes. As you can see, starting to get nice and brown. This is a nice serving for 3 people. And I already put on the side extra pork that I put in the freezer to make another meal. You can see this is a nice little serving. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it brown for a few more, probably 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna add some onions. And once you add the onions, you're getting ready to really start the final process. The beans are nicely cooking and simmering here. low heat, and the rice is about done. The yuca is still in the toaster oven. Sorry about the shakiness, but I wanted to go ahead and bring the onions and already start adding them here. So now you understand what I said about pushing the pork to the side and then just add the onions. Add a little bit of cumin. And a little bit of the garlic salt. There you go. And it's starting to come out nice and neat. The smell that is coming out is just nice. Telling me that it's almost getting ready to be finished. So now we're just going to let the onions cook there for a little bit. And we'll take it from there. Let's see. All right, now you can see this is the final product that we have. There is the rice, the beans, a little bit of the avocado dip. We got the pork, we got the side slaw, and we have here the fried yuca. And all of this is ready to be consumed by a very hungry family. And believe it or not, this is going to be something that was created for about $10 to $12, and we are going to have the leftovers. There is more rice in my pot right now. I know we're not going to finish the beans, this is what our Mexican, or I should say Cuban meal, the pulled pork looks like. And it's amazing how much food we have here for about $12. And again, we have leftovers that are going to carry us for another dinner. So, I mean, you can't beat that. Anyway, now I'm going to sign off because I'm going to call my family so that we can enjoy a nice meal. Hope that you like this video. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as well as give this recipe a thumbs up if you like it. And if you have any questions, make sure that you write on your comments and I'll be happy to reply. Bye.